Hello and welcome to the first WUPJ-TV Newscast. I'm Callie Burgan, here with my co-anchor Hunter Muro.
Thanks, Callie. We are happy to be here sharing the best of Pitt Johnstown news, entertainment, and sports.
Get ready, Mountain Cats. The annual pumpkin hunt begins next Tuesday, October 26th. The pumpkin hunt was started by students who wanted a social media scavenger hunt for major prizes. You will need to follow Pitt Johnstown Program Board on social media to be a part of the fun, so brush up your sneakers and prepare for a spooktacular hunt.
This month was a thrilling time to be a mountain cat. Homecoming week was packed with exciting festivities and ended with a coronation fit for a king and a queen.
That's right, Hunter. Caroline Semmelsberger, representing Pitt Johnstown's Education Club, was crowned queen. In addition, Harry Beck, representing the Delta Chi fraternity, was crowned king. We were also able to see a beautiful fireworks display over the campus mall and a performance by our very own talented dance ensemble.
Thank you so much to everyone who voted for me for the 2021 Homecoming Queen. You have no idea how much this community and the Education Club means to me. So to represent Education Club and win this honor for them could not mean more to me. It means the world to me. Having this in-person ceremony this year, after a year of no contact with each other, we lost that sense of community, but now more than ever, we're building that community back up, and we are Mountain Cat strong once again. With the outdoor homecoming and the whole Mountain Cat community being together, it could not have been more special of a night or more special of an event. You could really feel the Mountain Cat pride.
This campus is like my family, and this win to me means a lot. To all the people that voted for me, thank you. I love you all, and Rusty Kai.
In other news, the Johnstown State Theater is hosting a 31 Days of Halloween film series throughout the month of October, along with other frightening festivities. These events are part of a $28 million revitalization project dedicated to the restoration of the historic theater. Reporter Matt Trella will tell us more.
When the State Theater of Johnstown's renovation is complete, it'll be a mixed-use commercial arts facility with the space to accommodate overnight suites, a mini restaurant, screening rooms, and even a stage for the performing arts.
During the 31 Days of Halloween, we're doing promotions with Balance Restaurant, where they're going to be serving special dinners that coincide with our movie selection that goes along with our horror movies. And so if you come in and show your receipt that you were at Balance earlier, we'll go ahead and give you a free item from the concession stand. So I think that that's an important piece, is that especially coming out of COVID, a lot of arts institutions have done a lot of studies on reinvesting in the arts to revitalize small communities like ours. And so for every $1 that's invested in a Main Street arts program, it really helps to bring in anywhere from $22 to $54 back reinvested in the community.
The 31 Days of Halloween series features 68 films at the theater throughout the month of October. Admission to each film is $5, which contributes to the theater's revitalization and renovation efforts.
One of our main things that we want to do first in the revitalization effort is to provide ADA accessibility, because we think the arts is an important part for the community, for everybody. And so providing those opportunities for people is paramount to us. So all the money will go into getting elevators into the building and putting that addition on.
The State Theater's 31 Days of Halloween features movies for all ages. I'm Matt Shirella, WUPJ-TV.
I've been a public speaking tutor for the past 3 semesters. This is my 3rd semester. Some last important information to know is that you should come prepared to these sessions so that we're able to do something with you. As I said, we can help you with brainstorming sessions, but we start where you start, so please come with what you want us to work with. That we offer for drop-in public speaking are we're able to look at your outlines and give you some feedback about how to fix them. We're able to watch you present your speech and give you feedback on that as well. We are also able to have you come in with absolutely nothing and go through a brainstorming session. Drop-in tutoring is important because you're able to come in on days when you actually need help and not have the constraint of when you have a one-on-one tutor that you need to meet them once every week. You can come as you need to.
Now for some musical entertainment. No, I won't be singing today. Reporter Paul Brion will be telling us about an album that was recently released by Lil Nas X.
Hello, my name is Paul Briones with WUPJ-TV, and I'm here with your music news for this week, where we will be covering and reviewing one new album every week. For not only our first segment, but our first broadcast as a whole, we are covering Lil Nas X's Montero, which came out September 17th, 2021. We would like to add that even though there have been multiple new albums that have released since September, we thought Montero would be a good first album to review on this segment. While you may recognize the name Lil Nas X, you may or may not know what else he has worked on as an artist. Lil Nas X first became popular with mainstream audiences with 2019 with the remix of his song Old Town Road, which features Billy Ray Cyrus. This song essentially jump-started Lil Nas X's music career, which allowed him to make 2 more singles, Panini and Rodeo. Montero was Lil Nas X's debut album, preceded by 4 singles released in the weeks prior to the album's release, with the most popular of the 4 singles being Montero, the title track, and Industry Baby. Montero would most likely fall into the pop-rap genre, but the album often blurs the lines between rap with harsh lyrics about the price of fame and pop with beautifully sung lyrics about loneliness and regret. Though Nas is not a stranger to other artists being featured on his tracks, look at Billy Ray Cyrus and Old Town Road, this album really takes the idea and runs with it, with 5 other artists being on the album: Jack Harlow, Elton John, Doja Cat, Megan Thee Stallion, and Miley Cyrus, all getting to put their talent into the album. Now, we will be reviewing the album based on 5 categories: best song, worst song, most overrated song, most underrated song, and most disappointing song. And we will, of course, be rating the album out of 10 stars. Let's start with the negative. For our very first worst song, we actually have 2 songs, The Art of Realization and Scoop, featuring Doja Cat. The first of the 2 songs shouldn't even count as an actual song. It is only 24 seconds long and is essentially an excerpt from a philosophical conversation about driving and happiness. This track mostly serves as a transition to Scoop. This track is horrendously basic, especially compared to not only the rest of the album, but compared to the rest of Lil Nas X and Doja Cat's discography. Our next category is most disappointing song. This sadly falls onto One of Me featuring Elton John. Now you may be thinking, this track has Elton John, how can this be disappointing? The reason this track is so disappointing is because Elton John does not sing a single verse on this song. He doesn't even get to add backing vocals. All he does is play piano. Even though the track itself is okay and his piano playing is stellar, it does not make up for the lack of vocal talent on this track. Our next category is most overrated song. This spot goes to the title track Montero, Call Me By Your Name. Now, if you listen to the radio at all this past summer, you have most definitely heard this song before. It was overplayed and it's generally a lot less fun than the other tracks on this album. Even compared to the other singles this song was released with, Montero is just not as interesting as the other tracks. Now, we finally start going into the positives of this album, and there are a lot of positives with Montero, so let's start with most underrated track. For this, we are going with Lost in the Citadel. This track, while perhaps being seen as a timbre track, the deep analysis of heartbreak and lost love and driving guitar really sell this song as the perfect breakup song, but may lose some listeners with its focus on pop rather than rap or pop rap. And for our final category, we have Best Song. We're going to give this honor to Industry Baby featuring Jack Harlow. Now, this may seem like a very basic choice for Best Song, and we do use the term best here lightly because this whole album is great. But Industry Baby comes in swinging with not only a brass-heavy beat coming from left field, but also features sharp lyrics about Nas's career. While Industry Baby is not the only song of Montero to talk about Nas's career, Industry Baby is the only track that comes in with a look at me now attitude. In this track and the album as a whole really prove that Lil Nas X is not a one-hit wonder, but a great rapper and a great singer who knows his worth and talent. Finally, we are going to rate this album as a whole out of 10. We are going to give Lil Nas X's Montero a 7 out of 10. We gave this rating as the album has a real sense of power, but also carries a deep introspection and realization as to what fame is and its effects on people and relationships, with the crushing feeling of loneliness that comes with it. Sadly, this album does not carry this idea the whole time, with some songs toward the end trying to circle back to the ideas of not only being alone, but being alone and queer, with songs like Am I Dreaming and Sun Goes Down, truly showing listeners that the music industry and the world in general are not kind on queer artists or queer people. Even though the album has deeply profound ideas, it feels as though the album chooses not to go deeper and instead focuses on cliche ideas like look at me and how far I made it without your help. Even though Montero may lose a bit of the plot in the middle, it really cements itself as a great debut album for a great young artist. As previously stated, Montero was released on September 17th, 2021. In the next coming weeks, we will be covering albums that have come out more recently. We are especially looking forward to Elton John's The Lockdown Sessions coming out on October 22nd, and ABBA's Voyage, which is coming out November 5th. While we are nearing the end of year slump of little to no new releases, we will be covering as much music as we can before that point in time. This is Paul Briones thanking you for paying attention to new music with WUPJ-TV.
Thanks for your musical expertise, Paul. Well, Mountain Cats, thanks for tuning in, and be sure to check in next week for another exciting installment of WUPJ-TV News.